The idea of Loop is a platform for reuse where, from the business side, we work with brands. Think anything from your soda to your spread, from your laundry detergent, shampoo, whatever, to create their product not in disposable, but reusable packaging. Then we work with retailers who then make that available to their consumers.
I mean, the incentive is the same as recycling your bottles, right? I mean, you bring your bottles back to the bottle depot, they give you the deposit back. So that's the incentive. This has been tried in North America. You gave it a shot.
We did, as a relatively small company, we've invested about $50 million in this and piloted in Canada, the US, UK, France, and Japan. Uh,
And how did it go?
Well, good and bad, right? So we were able to launch pilots with the world's biggest brands, over 200 major consumer good companies, from your Procter and Gamble to your Nestle, and the world's biggest retailers like Loblaw in Canada, Walmart in the US, and all the other equivalents around the world. The good news, consumers loved it. There was a non-issue with folks wanting this, purchasing, and returning being the key indicators of success. But we were only able to get it to scale out of pilot in France. And today in France, it's at industrial scale. It's across hundreds of supermarkets, all the leading retailers like Carrefour, Lidl, Monoprix, and so on. And over 400 products are available today, every day, shipping.
And not so successful elsewhere, though, right?
That's exactly right. We could not get out of pilot in all the other regions, which is why we had to, because these pilots are big investments for us, at
Right.
some point close them down. So we were able to run an online pilot with Loblaw, but we're not able to go further than that. And then in the other regions, we ran online and in-store pilots, but we're not able to get out of those, 5-store, 10-store pilot scales. And again, in France, it did. And the key reason is the regulatory context. There in France, as in much of Western Europe, there's laws now that are forcing the adoption of reuse by major corporations.
Now, locally here, we got a couple of places. One's called the Refillery, one's called Replenish, where you can get a glass jar. You can go get some laundry detergent, and they'll refill it. But what you're talking about is so much bigger, and that's where the effectiveness comes from, right? Having this sort of industrial and economy-wide ability to do these refillable things, and that's where it really has an effect, I would think.
We're standing on the shoulders of the examples that you mentioned, which are brilliant. What Loop is trying to achieve in this is doing it in a way where the average citizen easily can access and will adopt. So that means doing bottles that are already full, like your propane tank. Instead of having, like when we return our propane tanks, we just get a full one already ready to go. That's been professionally reset for us. So it's
Right.
safe and ready to go, and we can do that very fast. We don't have to refill ourselves. But more importantly, to do it where people shop, like the big retailers, and with the brands people buy.